Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Villanueva and this is my returning RA application. So, a little bit about me. I am a junior. I currently work in Busby. I am majoring in molecular and cell bio with a minor in psychology. I hope to apply to dental school this year, and after UConn, I hope to be in dental school. As for my campus involvement, I am a research assistant in the BADCO lab, which is a clinical psychology lab. I'm also one of the advertising chairs in the Yukon Red Cross Club, as well as a member of the Filipino American Student Association and the Pre-Dental Society. So I want to reapply to be an RA because I felt that I've grown a lot as a person and professionally. I've learned leadership in a different way. So I've had leadership experiences before, but it is quite different to be responsible for 60 residents. Um, so I had my first successful social meeting this past month, which was really exciting to plan. So that was a good experience. And then also, I've learned different communication skills. So, especially with doing Husky chats and introducing myself to others, it's very different versus my past experience in working with a team and being a leader in a team versus just like being responsible for 60 different residents. I also want to reapply because I really like my staff and I enjoy my community in Busby. Um, the relationship I have with my HD is really good. I enjoy our one-on-ones, and then also I like to see residents across campus or just in the hallway. So I do um, enjoy that experience and hope to facilitate that again next year. So, what I want to gain from this experience, as I talked about earlier, I felt like I've grown as a person and professionally. So, I do think that being an RA is a unique experience. And I think it will help me continue to grow professionally. And I hope to transfer these skills when I hopefully become a dentist in the future. So, my role as a returner RA, uh, I want to be like the other returners on my staff. So I'm very grateful to have a bunch of returners that were very nice and welcomed me with open arms. They were definitely mentors towards me. So I want to reciprocate that to the new RAs next year. And to do that, I will make sure to include everybody, whether they're introverted or extroverted. I want to let them know that you're not by yourself as an RA and that your staff is your team. Um, and I will also make sure to give them unique advice that you can't get during training. That was very special to me. I felt like with my relationship with the returner RAs, sometimes training just can't teach you everything in the sense that experience versus like reading stuff on a slideshow versus just like experience. So I was grateful to have that kind of advice. And then just collaboration. Like again, as I said, you're not by yourself when you're an RA. You're on a team, and those weekly meetings, like you should, like they are. I think personally that they are something to look forward to because I do really like my staff. So, a resident interaction I had that I thought was influential to the resident was a couple weeks ago. My resident knocked on my door. She was. It was in the It was on. It was Saturday morning, so it was clearly an event happened the night before, but it was, her decision to knock on my door was because of an accumulation of events that occurred with her roommate. Um, there were a couple things that made her upset, and she was clearly in distress. She was telling me that she has 8 a.m.s that she has to wake up for, and she wasn't sleeping well. She felt very uncomfortable in her room. Like she wanted to go home because of how she felt about her roommate. So the way I approached this situation, one of the first things I asked if she had brought up her problem with her roommate before. And even though she did, she felt like the roommate wasn't very receptive to it. So I asked if they did the Husky mate agreement because I thought that, I incorporated RLM and I thought that this was really important because it's um, kind of like a way to facilitate that conversation about how you should act in the room, what time you're going to sleep. Because this roommate was um, on the phone a lot, like late at night, and then doing other stuff that bothered her. So I thought that completing the Husky mate agreement could kind of make it less of an awkward conversation. So something I made sure to do is I wanted her to be comfortable and not be in as much distress as she was in. So I talked to her. I gave her advice on like what to say and how to do it. And I also was thinking of the other resident, and making sure that that resident didn't feel like they were being bombarded and like being told what to do. So I think in the future, I will continue to, look at these situations with an open mind and be very aware of how my residents are feeling, making sure their mental and physical health is doing well. So I hope to continue to do that. And they are doing all good now. Actually, when I did their husky chats, that room is doing very well. And since it was like around Halloween, I also was able to give them some candy. So I hope to have an experience like that again in the future. So I actually haven't experienced a situation in which protocol wasn't spelled out. I started this year, so my past 8 weeks. I haven't, fortunately, haven't had a situation like this. But I think if I were to be in this situation, I would make sure to prioritize safety and de-escalate the situation. Whether it's either like a roommate conflict or something involving drugs and alcohol, I would make sure that the residents are safe and okay. I would also make sure to present myself as a resource and not someone that's just there to get them in trouble. I just want to make sure residents are okay. And as always, I've experienced this before. Um, if I was really unsure what to do, I would call the HD on duty or contact any other returner RAs that may have experienced something like this. And then I would always make sure to check in with residents after if they experience something that is something like a roommate conflict or something involving drugs and alcohol. So to conclude, being an RA has been a rewarding experience in my college journey, and I'm very excited to have the opportunity to return and contribute to this community. Thank you. Thank you all for listening.